Do you think I slept last night? I'm not stupid, you know. Petrol is petrol. I grappled with some very difficult thoughts. I climbed onto the table so as to hear better. I even got up on top of the wardrobe and put my ear against the ceiling. I did. They were snoring. Snoring. I climbed on top of that wardrobe at least 4 times. Snoring away they were, dead to the world. At one point, I got so angry, I went out onto the stairs in my pyjamas, believe it or not. I was just about to wake those two and throw them out onto the street with my own 2 hands, just like that. Along with their drums of petrol. Even if it was the middle of the night.
With your own 2 hands?
Yes.
Just like that?
Yes.
In the middle of the night?
I was just about to do it. I would have done it if my wife hadn't appeared. She was worried I'd catch a cold. But I was just about to do it, oh yes.
What should I make of this time? Bateman just couldn't sleep. Did he ever once think that citizen's goodness could be abused? Not till it came in. Why should that be?
Well, it's hard for a citizen brute in business. He's otherwise kind and considerate, always prepared to do good.
Well, it suits him.
Hoping the good will come from being good-natured. He's made a deadly mistake.
What do you mean by that?
The curious odour of petrol.
I don't smell it.
Why one to us?
I don't smell a thing.
He's sour in the used to evil.
Why one to us?
Can you please stop all this woe unto us stuff? It's pure defeatism.
Poor unfortunate Beetleman. What's he got planned? Fearful, audacious, he struck me pale. But I'm not fearful, decisive. What for?
Already so used to the odour of evil. Well, unto us.
Well, on to you. If the total radical change scares you more than total disaster, what can you do to stop the disaster?
Just do what they ask.
A goose?
A goose.
Why are you taking off your jacket?
If I report them to the police, I'll be making enemies of them. What good's that going to do us? One spark set the whole house ablaze. What good's that going to do us? Whereas, if I go up and invite them to supper, assuming they accept my invitation,
And
then they'll be our friends.
just so you know, Anna, you can't have the night off. We're having guests. Set the table.
Morning, Mr. Biederman.
May I?
Please, you're in your own room. How did you sleep?
Oh, badly, thank you.
It's the weather at Winston South.
I don't mean to disturb you.
Oh, but please, you're in your
Oh,
own room.
I don't want to impose. Where's our friend?
Good job. Off working. The lazy sod didn't want to go without breakfast, so I sent him to get some firelighters.
Firelighters.
Firelighters, just to be on the safe side.
Say, very good, yes. No, what I meant to say was, what I meant to say.
You want to throw us out again?
No, what happened was, in the middle of the night, I'd run out of sleeping pills, you see. I realised in the middle of the night that you've got no toilets up here.
Well, that's all right. We do it through your skyline.
Whatever suits you. Yes, fine by me. I just couldn't stop worrying about it all night long. Maybe you'd like to wash or take a shower? Please feel free to use my bathroom. I've told Anna to put towels in there for you. Why are you shaking your head?
Where did you put it?
What?
Have you seen a detonator anywhere?
A detonator?
Don't you worry about the bathroom, Mr. Biederman. Really don't worry. There wasn't a bathroom in prison either.
Prison?
I just got out. Didn't Joe tell you?
No.
Didn't even mention it.
No.
Tell me. All that man ever thinks about is himself. But then there are people like that, you know. What can you do with someone who's had such a tragic youth? Did you have a tragic youth, Mr. Biederman? Not that I did, of course. My father wanted me to go to the law.
Mr. Eisengreen, I didn't sleep all night, to be absolutely honest. You it's really petrol in those drums.
Don't you trust us?
I'm only asking.
What sort of people do you think we are, to be absolutely honest?
I don't want you to feel I've got no sense of humour, but I must say, your jokes can be, well, a little bit unusual.
Well, it's something we're working on.
What is?
Our jokes. You see, comedy is the third best tactic. The second best tactic is sentimentality. The stuff Joe comes up with. Childhood poverty, orphanages, all that bollocks. But in my experience, the best, most reliable tactic is still the naked truth, because funnily enough, no one believes it.
Oh, sorry. Wait there, but if you're Mrs. Detchlin, you're wasting your time. Mr. Biederman's already made it quite clear he wants nothing to do with you. No, wait there, just don't get your hopes up.
But why is Joe taking so? Highlighters aren't that hard to find. Let's hope he hasn't had his collar felt.
That is collar felt.
What's funny about that?
Expressions like that, you know, well, it's as if you're from another planet, having your collar felt. I find that fascinating. You see, in my world, people don't often get their collars felt.
Because in your world, people don't steal firelighters. Obviously, it's a class thing.
Rubbish.
You're not trying to tell me that you...
I don't believe in class. I'm a man of my time, you see, in case you hadn't noticed. In fact, what I really can't stand is the attitude of the socially disadvantaged themselves, because they go on about class more than anyone else does. These days, we're all human beings, aren't we? Rich or poor, we're all human beings, even the middle classes. You and I, we're both made of flesh and blood, aren't we? I don't know whether you smoke, but I'm not saying everybody should be the same. There will always be stupid people and clever people, thank heavens. But why can't we be friends? A little bit of goodwill, for God's sake, a little idealism. Then we'd all have a quiet life, rich and poor together, don't you think?
If I may be frank,
I'm all for that.
you won't take offence.
The franker, the better.
You're quite sure?
Absolutely certain.
You really shouldn't smoke in here. It's not for me to say, Mr. Freeman, this is your home, but you understand.
Oh, of course I do.
Oh, there it is.
I'm sorry, what is it you're doing all the time, if you don't mind my asking? And what's that?
Oh, that's a detonator. Oh, that's fuse wire. Well, Joe says the latest detonators are even better, but the military hasn't issued them yet, so we can't steal them. And buying them is out of the question. Military hardware is terribly expensive. Everything has to be top quality, you see.
Fuse wire. You did say fuse wire.
Detonating fuse wire. Would you be kind enough to hold the end so I can measure it?
Joking apart.
It won't take a minute. It won't take a minute. Ah, thank you very much, Mr. Beadle. Thank you.
I'm not someone you can make a fool of, you know, definitely not. I must say, you rather take it for granted that people will see the funny side. I'm not surprised he gets arrested from time to time. Not everybody's sense of humour is as highly developed as mine, you know.
Well, you have to find the right sort of people.
If I said people were fundamentally decent, everyone I'd know would laugh in my face. Mind you, I donated a fair old whack to the local fire brigade. I'm not saying how much.
Don't worry. Come a big day, everyone's going to cop it. Sense of humour or no sense of humour. Oh, what's the matter, Mr. Beadle? You've gone all pale. Oh, it's the smell, isn't it? Petrol. If you're not used to it, I'll open the skylight.
Thank you.
Mr. Biederman! Mr. Biederman!
What, the police again?
Mr. Biederman!
It's the police state, that's what it is.
Mr. Biederman!
I'm coming! Do you like goose?
Goose.
Goose, yes, goose.
Me? Like goose? Why?
With chestnut stuffing?
And red cabbage?
Yes. What I'm trying to say is, me and my wife, well, mainly me, I just thought that if it would appeal to you, I don't want to force you, but if you would like to join us for a bite to eat, you and Mr. Schmitz,
This evening?
is tomorrow better?
No, I think we'll be gone by tomorrow. This evening will be perfect. Thank you very much.
Shall we say 7 o'clock?
Mr. Biederman!
It's a deal.
It's a deal. It's a deal. You can come out now. You heard? Joe and I have been invited downstairs for supper. You keep watch up here, make sure no one starts smoking, at least not yet. Got that? Sometimes I wonder why you're with us, Doctor. You don't get off on it. You don't enjoy it, do you? Setting places on fire. The sparks, the flames, the smoke, the noise, dogs barking, people screaming. Fire engines arriving too late. None of that is a thing for you, does it? Do-gooder. I don't like academics. But you know that, don't you? I told you that from the start. Academics like you are always very Theoretical, always very ideological, always very serious. I don't trust someone like you, a doctor of philosophy. Your heart's not in it.
We are prepared. The hose have all been carefully rolled and poured into colour according to rule. Every hose reel perfectly oiled. Everyone knows what has to be done.
It's only a pity the wind's coming up.
The wind from the south.
Everyone knows what has to be done. The fire hydrants have all been checked to make sure the pressure is high.
And remember to check the hydrants.
Everyone knows what has to be done.
We are prepared. Papa, I need to tell
Yes,
you.
Doctor, I know. As ordered by husband. Apparently I meant to cook it so that we can be friends with those two up there. I can't get rid of this stupid feeling it's the last time the bells of this town will ring out like that.
Babette!
I'm not sure my husband's always right, honestly, I'm not. I mean, his line is, they may be thugs, but if we make enemies of them, that's the end of this hair rejuvenator.
Babette!
It's always the same. I know my Gottlieb. He's too kind. Too kind was him good.
Look at the one in the glasses.
Probably the son of a well-to-do family.
Never known envy. Very well read and horribly pale.
I'm not one to hope that good will come from being good-natured. No, this one's ready to do just about anything.
The ends justifying the means.
So he hopes.
Respectable sometimes. Clean in his glasses. Well, he's very far-sighted.
In drums full of petrol, he does not see petrol.
Instead, he sees an idea. Till the idea's on fire.
Because as you see, Mrs. Mitchley, I don't have time to deal with the dead. I don't have the time. You heard what I said. Talk to my lawyer. Anna, I can't hear myself think. Shut that window. I said a cosy little meal. Why those ridiculous candlesticks?
We always have them, Mr. Beedman.
A cosy little meal, I said. None of this pretension. Oh my God, finger bowls, plates, a sock liner, for God's sake. Everything's all white and elegant. What kind of impression does that make? Oh, and Anna, I wear a modest jacket, but just look at you. You can keep the big carving knife, we'll need that. But apart from that, get rid of the smart stuff. Our two guests need to feel comfortable. Where's the corkscrew?
Oh, it's here.
Don't you have anything simpler?
You're in the kitchen, but it's rusty.
Get it. And what's this?
It's for the wine.
It's silver. Do we always have this?
We need it.
Need? In what sense need? What we need is a little human kindness, a sense of community. Get rid of it. And what the hell are those?
Napkins.
They're napkins.
They're the only ones we have.
There are entire tribes who live without napkins. People like us are... I'm just wondering if we really need a tablecloth.
Gottlieb.
Let's make it classless. What's the wreath for?
The one we ordered, Gottlieb. And what do you think they've sent it to you by mistake? I wrote out the address with a Netchling spelled on myself, clear as day. And the ribbon's all wrong.
The ribbon, why?
And apparently they've sent the bill to Mrs. Netchling.
Gottlieb Biederman. R.I.P. I'm sorry, but this is unacceptable. It's bloody outrageous. I'll just have to change it.
I know
Don't
I-
get me all upset now, Babette. I have other things to do, for God's sake. I can't be everywhere. Right, get rid of the tablecloth. Come on, Anna, give me a hand. Like I said, you don't dish up the food. Is that clear? You just come in without knocking. You just come in and you simply put the pan down on the table.
What, the pan on the table?
Completely different atmosphere. See? A wooden table, nothing more. Like at the Last Supper.
Wait. You mean you want me to bring the goose in the pan to the table? Okay. What wine do you want?
I'll get it myself.
Okay. Oh, and Mr. Beedman?
What is it now?
Well, I don't have a jumper, at least not the kind you want me to wear to look like part of the family.
Borrow one from my wife.
Oh, okay. Oh, the red or the yellow?
Just keep it informal. I don't want to see any caps or aprons. Is that understood? Like I said, get rid of the candlesticks. And generally, just make sure the place doesn't look so perfect. Down in the cellar.
Oh, just make sure the place doesn't look so perfect. All right then. Oh.
Good evening.
Why then are firelighters?
They've all been seized by the police of preemptive measure. Anyone selling or possessing firelighters without a licence will be arrested. Preemptive national security measure or something.
Have you got a light?
No,
Me neither.
just gonna have to ask him.
What me?
Yes, don't forget. Oh, smells good though.
You can think what you like about me, all right? But tell me this.
Oh, Billy, that stinks!
Sorry about those two. But if that's all they get up to, I'll be happy. If someone had told me a week ago that I'd be getting the best bottles out of my cellar for them. Now come on, tell me the truth. Exactly how long have you known that those two are arsonists? It's not like you think. It doesn't dawn on you just like that. It starts slowly, and then suddenly... suspicion. Well, I had my suspicions right from the start. You always have your suspicions, don't you? But be honest, in my place, what would you have done? Come on, for God's sake, what would you have done and when? I've got to go.
Kindling, you don't really need firelighters.
Why is that funny?
Do you know what kindling is?
Yes, you light fires with it.
You have no sense of humour, Babette. What can you do with someone who simply has no sense of humour?
Then explain the joke.
All right. So this morning,